So, hey, any update on the AirPods that monitor your brain waves for your boss? You think I'm kidding?
The newest way to monitor attention is through a device like this one. These are ear pods that are launching later this year. Ear pods that can pick up brainwave activity and tell whether or not a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering. Well, you might think, fine, but even if we can tell whether a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering, you can't tell what they're paying attention to. You would be wrong. It turns out that you can not only tell whether a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering, but you can discriminate between the kinds of things that they're paying attention to. Whether they're doing something like central tasks, like programming, peripheral tasks, like writing documentation, or unrelated tasks, like surfing social media or online browsing. When you combine brainwave activity together with other forms of software and surveillance technology, the power becomes quite precise.
So that doesn't sound scary at all, does it? I mean, what possibly could be, I don't know. Oh, a world in which your boss spies on your brain waves?
Huh.
So that was Nita Farahany, and she's Duke University professor proposing earbuds for employers to read the thoughts of their employees. You don't need that. I can tell you right now what they're thinking. They're thinking that their boss is a fascist control freak psychopath piece of shit, but they need the effing money, so they show up. Nita Farahany, a Duke University professor and futurist, gave a presentation at Davos about neurotechnology that is creating brain transparency, something I previously associated more with a bullet to the head. The new technologies, which Farahany says are being deployed in workplaces around the world, may prove to be nearly as destructive.
No kidding.
The earbuds can tell when you're distracted from your job. They can tell how tired you are. They already have train operators using them and mining operators, all in the name of workplace safety. Because what could be safer than turning yourself into a robot? They include a variety of wearable sensors that read the brain's electrical impulses and can show how fatigued you are, whether you're focused on the task at hand or if your attention's wandering. According to Farahany, thousands of companies have hooked workers ranging from train drivers to miners up to these devices already in the name of workplace safety. She paints a picture of a near future in which every office worker could be fitted with a small wearable that would constantly record brain activity, creating an omnipotent record of your thoughts, attention, and energy that the boss could study at leisure. No longer would it be enough to look like you're working hard. Your own brainwaves could reveal that you were slacking off. Farahany acknowledges that there could be drawbacks here. Really? What could go wrong?
Oh
Done poorly, it could become the most oppressive technology we've ever introduced on a wide scale. Really? How could that possibly? I don't see it. Yet she seems more enthusiastic about the technology's promise for corporations, saying rather sanctimoniously that the workplace surveillance bossware that exists today tends to make employees upset even when it makes their lives better. Wow. So she acknowledges that in the wrong hands, this technology could be dystopian at best. She neglected to say that even in the right hands, the outcome is probably going to be the same. There's no such thing as a good version of this. But she is optimistic because her bosses hired her to be the woman that everybody is mean to when they find out what this shit is. She also displayed a slide showing that 9 out of 10 employees say they waste time at work every day, and opine that perhaps there was good reason for employers to want to keep tabs on everyone after all. This is the sort of logic that makes sense to people whose jobs consist of flying to Switzerland for international conferences rather than, say, working at a gas station or just working. That's what I would say. Farah Haney is a very smart person, but her professional milieu may have lulled her into falsely believing that corporations will not do the most unspeakable acts imaginable in order to make an extra dollar of profit. She argues that these technologies offer promising benefits for people to improve their own experience at work, and that as long as we make a choice to use it well and operate from a starting principle of cognitive liberty to protect individual choice, the future of workplace surveillance can be one in which workers and businesses alike are made stronger by the slow evolution of our brains into cybernetic, connected, measured mechanisms. Yes, technologies offer promising benefits for people to improve their own experiences at work, as long as we make the choice to use it well. And there's nothing I want more than a good little worker bee for someone who can't wait to replace me with a frickin' robot, right? Or a Google delivery bot. When we were little, we were told that robots were coming and that they were going to make our life easier in the future. They didn't tell us that we were going to be the robots, because that's what this makes people. A little bit more. One need to be a futurist to divine how this will go. One need not be a futurist to divine how this will go. Bossware is common today in the form of less flashy but equally invasive technologies of all sorts. What workers type and what they look at, how long they are inactive on their keyboards, how they drive, where they stop, when they apply the brakes, how direct the route is they take. Everywhere you look, workers are being tracked, watched, measured, scored, analyzed, and penalized by software, human overseers, and artificial intelligence with the aim of wringing every last cent's worth of productivity out of the flawed and fragile flesh and blood units of labor who must regrettably be used as employees until the robots get a little bit more manual dexterity. All of this raises the question, what exactly is your employer buying when they give you a paycheck? For bosses, the answer is simple: everything. It's a bedrock principle of capitalism that the employer owns the employee. For centuries, of course, employers actually owned people. Even after they were forced to give up slavery, they tried to maintain the greatest possible degree of control. Coal companies own the houses their workers lived in. The Chamber of Commerce owns local politicians who create the public policy that governs the towns where workers live. And it was long considered routine to fire and blacklist any worker who did troublesome things in their free time, like talk about communism or organize a union. The sum total of the entire past century civil rights laws, labor rights laws, and corporate regulations have not been enough to eradicate the firm conviction of business that when they give you a salary, they are buying your whole life. In this light, it becomes clear that granting companies the ability to monitor our brainwaves is not a slippery slope so much as it is a one-way superhighway to panopticon. I don't even know what that is. Can you look that up? Tell me what that word is.
Yep.
Panopticon?
Panopticon.
I like, every once in a while, it's good to use a word that you got to look up. The time in our day that belongs to us rather than to commerce declines further. The area in which you get to be a person rather than an economic unit gets even smaller. At Davos, Farah Haney said that neurotechnology in the workplace has a dystopian possibility, but it is not stating the case strongly enough. Absent stringent regulation, it has dystopian certainty.
The panopticon is a design of an institutional building with an inbuilt system of control.
Okay. Waiting to see how this all turns out is a very dangerous idea. The biggest mistake you can make with dystopias is assuming that they never become real. So just in summation, we should make the bosses wear the headset so the employees know what the company really thinks of them. How about that? Rules for thee, but not for me. That is some pretty dystopian shit. And so this word, it is not a slippery slope so much as it a one-way superhighway to complete control. That's what that That's what that word really means. Nice word. Holy cow. Okay, enjoy your work. Enjoy the WEF future run by Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and BlackRock.